Hey, it's Christina from Soul Journey, and let's be real. This is about inner work. This is the third video, and the first two videos are pretty important to watch if you haven't already, because you need to know how to forgive to do inner work, and you also need to know how to be grateful. I've had an interesting past couple of days, I gotta say, and it really made me do some severe inner work as usual when I get upset. But it also brought to light a few more things that I realize are even more things that people can use inner work on. And if you know anything about me or have ever got a reading from me, you probably have heard me mention inner work for sure. I've probably told you areas maybe where you need inner work. And somebody needing inner work doesn't exclude anybody. Everybody needs inner work. It should be taught in school as part of the curriculum. Everybody needs inner work. So if you think this excludes you, it doesn't. It doesn't, because it doesn't exclude me, it doesn't exclude anyone. If you are somebody who you find yourself having envy of another person, like they're doing so good, what's making them do so good? I'm stuck in this mess. Or if you're a person that even just has anxiety, maybe you have social anxiety, or maybe you are afraid of the dark, or maybe you have stage fright. Or maybe when somebody tries to give you any constructive criticism, if you're somebody who freaks out about it, which a lot of people are, you know, I'm guilty at times of that as well. Anytime that you have any type of negative emotion, though, inner work is needed. Definitely. If you're somebody who says, well, I'm doing every single thing right, then you need inner work. If you're somebody who knocks other people's values or things that make them themselves, if you're somebody who will tell them that the things that they're doing, like me, for example, I do tarot cards, my pendulums, and I meditate. If you're somebody who's gonna tell somebody like me things such as, all you're doing is swinging a pendulum around and you're not a different person, and first of all, growing, being able to spiritually and emotionally grow is a bonus. If somebody hasn't done, like, something off balance and isn't continuously doing things that are considered off balance to you, then you probably need to take into consideration that you might be the one off balance. Again, we all get off balance sometimes, but when it's a repetitive thing, say other people are telling you, maybe you have an anger problem, or maybe you are mentally or emotionally abusive towards people when you're angry. Or maybe you're on the other end of that, where you receive mental and emotional abuse and think that you have to put up with it. Inner work. Inner work is gonna fix everything. And again, you need to know how to be grateful, and you need to know how to forgive in order to do inner work. A lot of times, the best way to do this, if it's like a deep issue that you have been trying to think about and can't really get to the root of, a lot of times if you do this in a progressive relaxed state or a meditative state, it will work better, because essentially what you're doing is kind of like a self-hypnosis. It's you're bringing your brain waves down to an alpha or theta state. Total relaxation. And I explained progressive relaxation in the first two videos. But if you can identify the problem, which shouldn't be too hard, it's the second you start to feel something negative, or the second somebody is trying to ask you to consider something that they're bringing to your attention, don't immediately go into defense mode, but consider that what they're saying might be true. Go and evaluate it, and you evaluate it by doing inner work. So bring yourself into a progressive, relaxed state. And if you can't find the root of the problem, you can seriously just, once you're in the relaxed state, ask yourself to show the situation that caused for these anxieties or for these behaviors to start. So ask your higher self to show this in your mind. Like so. Please bring me to the situation where these emotions or these behaviors started, and show me how, if things would have gone correctly, how it can be rewritten to fix my current situation. Often when you're in a relaxed state, this situation will show up, and there are many times when it's a time from your childhood. Say maybe you were in school and you got shamed after giving a speech and kids laughed at you or something, and now you have social anxiety and stage fright and are afraid to go outside. So you would ask yourself to bring yourself to the situation where this occurred, and once you're shown, you basically remove that file from your imaginary file cabinet. You open it up, you rerun it, try to understand everything around that situation. Try to put yourself in everybody's shoes, how they must have been feeling, what they could have been thinking, something else that person could have been thinking, what you were thinking, what you were feeling, what emotions brought you to react the way you did, and what do you feel now that's compared to this same feeling? What emotions are you resisting? What emotions are they that you are trying to protect yourself from when you lash out or when you begin to feel negative emotions? And again, negative emotions, another word for those, another thing that they're called is resistance. And usually when somebody feels resistance, it's because they're not on their divine life path. Doors will start to shut on you, and it's because you're not headed towards the right path. Sometimes in order to show you that change is necessary, everything has to come crashing down. You have to be shown that your foundation is not solid before you can be shown how to rebuild the things that are going to make your life more prosperous and more healthy and happy. So once you pull this file cabinet out and you identify the resistance, why you're feeling the resistance, or you pull the file out of the file cabinet, and identify the resistance, you also need to go in and rewrite it and correct it. Again, when you're understanding everybody's perspectives there, that's teaching yourself empathy. A lot of times you're lacking empathy. If you're having trouble understanding other people, definitely. But you go in and you rewrite it, and you return the file back in its cabinet, replay the scenes in your mind all the way up until present time, and then after that, you'll notice that a lot of problems start to go away, a lot of feelings will start to resolve, and you won't have stage fright anymore, and maybe you'll start to be able to treat people nicer, or maybe you won't freak out when you get a little bit of constructive criticism. Whatever the problem is, identify it and go in and ask yourself, do you need inner work on this? And often, yes, you do. I have, sometimes a hard time explaining it. I've been trying to make a video on inner work for like a week now, and until I've noticed that there are more and more and more people that are just so obviously needing emotional guidance and spiritual guidance, I will tell you that inner work is the most important thing that's going to get you right and straight and on your path. It is the most important thing so that you can be able to tell if you are improving in life, if you're progressing in any way, it brings you to balance. It brings you back in touch with your soul. And if on many times many times we are so lost. We're just so lost that we don't know where our life is supposed to go. And we feel an anxiety because many people just feel like, is this it? Is this all life is? Well, that feeling right there, that feeling is, you need inner work. And it's going to bring you towards your path. I don't know what else to say on it. Peace and blessings, love and light. Do your inner work so that you can get right in the head. Once you're okay and you're stable and you have a healthy balance and you've discovered yourself and you've got to know your inner self and what your strengths are, and once you've accepted that you have flaws and that often flaws aren't even flaws. I mean, for me, I've had trouble accepting the way I look. And I've even like put that in titles of some of my videos, and I have trouble accepting that I am enough. But I am enough, and anybody who knows that they're enough and knows that they're a good person and knows that they're honest and loyal, anybody who can really say those things about themselves, I'd say that you've probably already started doing inner work and being able to reflect well on situations and being able to grow from them and learn from them. Inner work helps you develop. It helps you learn from the past and create a more positive future. It helps you to be able to consider when you need to put yourself in check. And it helps you be able to identify when other people need to be put in check. You can pass this on to your children so that they can learn how to control and manage their emotions better. Again, it's not a tool that you're given when you're growing up or in parenting classes or in school. They often don't show you how to go in and reflect on yourself and spend time with yourself and get to know yourself and know your strengths and values so that you can say that you truly are able to offer love. That's the point of life, is being able to offer love and receive love as well. And if you don't know yourself, and if you don't respect yourself and value yourself because you haven't spent time doing inner work, then there's no way that you're going to be able to make any relationship work in a healthy manner. I really suggest for the better of the world, for everybody involved in a relationship, whether you're single, whether you're not single, sorry, any kind of person, everybody needs inner work. And you don't have to take more and more and more of people's bullshit only because they're unwilling to recognize when they have a problem. Inner work helps you know for a fact when you're not the one off balance. So maybe do like some research on mental illness like narcissism or borderline personality disorder or different mental illnesses and the differences between them. And maybe then do some inner work, because sometimes it takes some reflection to be able to see when you have certain things that only you can fix about yourself. Really what you're doing by doing inner work is checking your core beliefs and making sure that they're valid. Everything that makes you who you are, everything that you believe right now is what creates your reality. And sometimes there's blockages, or sometimes there's a skew in perception that deviates you from balanced or from normal. And it takes work to find where normal is, where the sane zone is. So really what you're doing is redefining your life and bringing balance to your body, mind, spirit complex. You're reprogramming yourself and basically reprogramming your life to better suit you and weeding out the things that no longer serve you. It'll help you basically adapt to your current human condition and know that you're always improving. And so like if you think something along the lines of maybe you think you're ugly, or maybe you think you suck at typing, or maybe you think that you're always wrong, or maybe you think that you're always right, or whatever it be, whatever the emotion, just take it into consideration and do inner work on it. It'll fix so many things for you. So yeah, you know, I hope that this video has helped some people bring themselves more toward their soul journey, and hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Have a good day.